Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome. You are on the cutting edge, and I am Buck Wild. Right here before you on the table is the CJRB Prado. I ordered this, I think, last week, Saturday or Sunday, and it was supposed to be here Friday, but FedEx, I don't know. There's a big O in Olathe, Kansas, and things just sit there in that O and spin around and around until they finally get spit out. I did get the knife this afternoon, and I don't normally do unboxing videos. You get this pouch that came with it, and there's no stickers, amazingly, but you do have the bag, and then, this nice little cloth form. Great. Okay, cool. But, I'd seen several videos regarding this knife. It's a relatively new one, I believe. And it's got the AARPM 9 steel with CJRB's version of the axis lock. It has a deep carry clip. This is a Ray Laconico design, if that means anything to you. I have at least one other knife of his design, and I like them. And if you've seen my other videos, you know that I like clip points. So this was on Blade HQ for $56 and change, like after tax. And a similar knife on Amazon was $76. They had G10 in aqua, which I'm not doing, and a couple of wood handle versions, which, I wanted something that I figured that the G10 is going to be more durable. That's just me. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Who knows? Anyway, so when I got the knife, frankly, I was a bit disappointed. I feel like the other videos that I had seen on YouTube regarding this knife really pumped this thing up. There was one video out there where they labeled this with the wood scales. They labeled it the Crooked River Killer or the Mini Crooked River Killer or something like that. That's the Benchmade Mini Crooked River, and I can tell you this is not a Benchmade killer of any kind. Okay, now I don't know how well you can see it, but right here on the blade, there's a spot where the finish just looks like it was messed up. I don't know what the deal is. Up here, in my opinion, it looked like there were fingerprints on it. I have not cleaned this yet. And then over here on this side, there's another little spot right here where the finish is marred. And then the worst thing, actually, I don't know how well you can see this. Let me bring this in. There's a little dimple right there at the tip. I mean, there's like a little bump, honestly. And it's an imperfection. Okay, fine. It doesn't affect the sharpness. I mean, this thing, I poked myself already. It's shaving sharp. I shaved a nice little patch of arm hair off of it. I saved my receipt paper to test, the edge, and so it's plenty sharp. The action on it is fine. Some people complained that this finger hole wasn't large enough for them to do finger flicking. Well, I've got extra large. I wear extra large gloves, so I don't know what your problem is, man. I didn't have any problem opening the knife. I tend to do a thumb flick or a pinch flick, and then of course you can always just open it by releasing the clutch lock, axis lock, whatever they call it. But the G10, I have a couple of other CJRB knives. This G10, frankly, feels cheap, in my opinion. I have another CJRB here. This is the Ruffian, and this is roughly in the same ballpark price-wise. This is the AARPM 9 steel. It's a Dirk Pinkerton design, so it's not just some schlub. You've got the deep carry clip. The lockup on this is really nice. This beautiful little collar here to set it off. Look at how that G10 just, sort of is tapered. And this is a bit smoother. It's not as rough, and it just feels nicer. So yeah, you've got that. And then this was similarly priced. So take that for what it's worth. Then you have the CJRB Pyrite Alt with the Wharncliffe, and this again is the AARPM 9 steel, the button lock version, right? I don't know if they make a lantern lock, frankly, of this. Deep carry, RPM 9 steel, this beautiful micarta, just a great little knife, super lightweight. And again, in the same ballpark, 50, 60 bucks. So it's not a small knife. The cutting edge on the blade is, well more than 3.5, and overall length is just slightly under 8.5. So if you want a full-size knife, okay. But again, for 56 bucks and some change, what else can you get? Well, this is the Kershaw Iridium with the D2 stonewash blade. I think Kershaw calls this, there's the Duralock and the aluminum scales, right? And the action is just super on this knife. Beautiful deep carry clip. Just, I love this knife, okay? If I have to choose between the Kershaw and the CJRB, I'm taking the Kershaw. And again, this is made in China, so this was about 61 bucks, so $5 more, and this is just the better deal. Okay, what else? This is the Vosteed Raccoon. The blade is 14C28N. The handle scales are micarta. You've got whatever their version is of the axis lock. Nested liners. Nice deep carry clip. The micarta is really smooth, and the action, I mean, no problem at all. If you want a larger blade, obviously you want the CJRB, but in terms of fit and finish, and something that's not going to make your coworkers dive under a table, Vosteed, yeah. Okay, one more, and this one really surprised me. So this is the SOG Terminus XR, and I don't know what SOG, I don't know if they call this the XR lock, I don't know what they call it, but this is a great version or iteration of the axis lock. It's very smooth, and it's just solid. The G10 handle is solid. You've got this cryo D2 steel, which it holds a nice edge, and this deep carry clip is a deep carry clip. 48 bucks, less than 50 bucks, man. And again, we're talking, China or Taiwan. It's not made in the US. Again, if you want the larger knife, then of course you're going to pick the CJRB. But for the money, 48 bucks. Okay, so let me compare this really quickly. We've got the Spyderco Manix 2 lightweight with the CTS BD1 whatever steel, and then the Benchmade Bailout. And the reason for comparing these two is because obviously the Benchmade has the axis lock, and then this is Spyderco's version of it, I guess. Obviously both of these two are going to be north of 100 bucks. So if you want a larger knife and you want that axis lock quality, I guess, and you like clip points, then this is a good choice. At the end of the day, am I going to return it? No. I frankly think it would be more hassle than it's worth. But when you're putting a knife out there and, you can't say, well, it's made in China. You can't say that. Kershaw, Vosteed, SOG, like there's other manufacturers that are able to make very similar knives at the same price point with better quality. Again, this is not, this is nothing on Blade HQ. Customer service is great. I spoke to Zach there. He's extremely helpful, great guy. But, I guess the one thing is if I'm going to pack a knife with me that I'm not going to get upset if I lose, then I'll take this one. So we'll see. I'll do a follow-up, I guess, after I've been carrying it for a while. If you're a big clip point fan, if you love Ray Laconico designs and the axis lock and all that stuff, maybe this is for you. But If you don't have your heart set on those things, then shop around, because there's definitely better deals to be had, in my humble opinion. Thanks so much for watching. I know this is a bit longer than my other ones. Hope you guys have a great night. Good night.